When the whole fire thing was happening, it was just very surreal. I couldn't even fathom fires that were taking whole neighborhoods, and oh, a fire just ripped through and now our school is gone. And so then when I saw the school, it was just very much like, wow, what are we gonna do now?
You know, the first day we didn't really know what was going on, and it wasn't until the afternoon that we heard that the school had burned down, and I got a text from our principal, and you know, I was with my coworker and she read it to us, and I had to sit down and just cry. It was just a real big punch in the gut to know that the school was gone. I wish that I could say that I would sucked it up and was able to just get back into it, but I had lots of anxiety and a lot of crying, a lot of anger that I wasn't able to get my way because we had to do it this way. And you know, I get it now, but in the moment when I'm just, you know, focused on my kids, but I'm also focused on my own, like, I was feeling sorry for myself a lot. It was emotional, you know, all the things that I lost. I kept thinking about all the things that I lost personally. I got that piano when I was in first grade.
What, really?
Yeah, that's how I learned to play piano. A portrait that my grandmother gave me as a graduation present was in there, and she passed away last spring. And so that was really hard, like missing those memories that are gone. Like, I still have them in my heart, but the physical part of it that reminds me of those people is gone. And it's hard to not feel sorry for yourself, but there's so many other people that need your help and that lost so much more than I did. So, you know, sometimes people have to remind me that you just got to keep going. And I have had lots of support from my family and friends.
It was just crazy because, like I said, I've seen, living on the East Coast, I've seen what a tornado can do, which is very similar, and I've seen, but even with a tornado, you still, like, you can tell what's there. With the fire, like, I went in my classroom and it looked so different. Just that change of, man, I was here on Friday in this room, and now I can't even remember, like, where was the fridge in the staff, like the staff break room or whatever, or staff lounge. And then in my classroom, I could tell, like, oh, this was a set of books. And in my head, I had been thinking, like, oh, you think a burned book, like kind of crispy edges, like almost kind of, I don't know, like a vintage look, or I don't know, you picture it in a more beautiful way. But no, it was just like a pile of pages, and when I went to pick up the book, they just all disintegrated. Like, there weren't even words there anymore.
So it was scary, to be honest, not having anything yet and coming back to school, knowing that these kids need structure, they need routine, and they need something to do. It was like starting school over again at the beginning of the year, going over new routines, new procedures. Here are your new books. This is where you're sitting now. And then trying to make that work with what we had. You know, we didn't have a printer. We didn't have a copy machine. We'll just create an assignment out of nothing and try to just have them learn from standards alone with no resources at the beginning. But it worked.
Last year was my first year, and then this year was the year at Redwood that I really I shared a classroom last year. And so this year was my first year in my own classroom. So it was very much about my space. I was like, okay, now I can create this classroom space, the ideal space that I wanted to. I'm like hoping to have the technology I want, but now I don't have all that. Like, it was gone really fast. And as sad as that is, like I said before, my students are still the same. So I think that's something that as a teacher, wherever I end up, whether that's at the new Redwood one day or whether I move on to another school, I think, I need to keep at the forefront that the space doesn't matter. It's the students and it's myself. If I have confidence in my own abilities and my own curriculum and my own leadership style and interactions with the students, then the space where you are doesn't really matter as much.
I spoke a lot of things that are painful, but I don't want it to seem like I'm miserable here. There's so much to be thankful for and grateful for and things to be happy about. And so there's still good coming out of this, and it's just a mix of emotions. So.